Hi, it's Janice Sizemore from Chenoweth and Cohenrealtors, and today I'm going to go off the rails just a little bit. And in Janice Explains, I'm going to try to figure out why isn't every missing child given an Amber Alert? Have you ever seen a story about a missing child and then all of a sudden everybody's phone buzzes and it's really, really scary? Why wasn't an Amber Alert issued right away, you wonder? I have. In fact, I found out it's one of the most common questions people ask, and the answer is much more complicated than even I realized. An Amber Alert is not issued for every missing child. It's a very specific emergency alert system with very strict criteria that law enforcement must meet before they can activate it. In general, investigators need evidence that the child is a child that is under 18 years old, that law enforcement believes the child has been abducted, that the child is believed to be in immediate danger of serious bodily harm or death, that there is enough descriptive information about the child, the suspect, or the suspect's vehicle that could actually help the public locate them. The alert is expected to assist in recovering the child safely. If investigators don't yet have evidence of an abduction, they may begin with a missing child investigation rather than issuing an Amber Alert. That doesn't mean officers aren't searching already. It doesn't mean they don't care. And it doesn't mean that somebody waited too long. In many cases, investigators are already working around the clock. They're interviewing witnesses, reviewing surveillance footage, tracking phone records, checking digital evidence, and trying to determine exactly what happened. Sometimes new evidence is discovered hours or even days later, and that new information may suddenly establish that an abduction occurred or provide enough details to justify issuing an Amber Alert. That's why you may occasionally see an Amber Alert issued several days after someone first disappeared. It isn't necessarily because law enforcement waited too late or they delayed. It's because the legal requirements for an Amber Alert may not have been met yet. Until new evidence came to light, then it was met. The same principle applies to missing adults. Most adults who go missing do not qualify for an emergency alert. Adults have the legal right to leave voluntarily anytime they want unless investigators have evidence that they are endangered or the case meets the requirements for another type of alert, depending on state law. We often hear silver alerts, don't we? The most important thing you can do is pay attention when an alert is issued. In fact, I take a picture of it. Read the description. Look at the vehicle information carefully. Share accurate information from official sources. And if you believe you've seen the child or have information that could help, contact law enforcement immediately. Don't assume someone else has already done it. Every missing person deserves to be found, and every case matters, even when it doesn't meet the legal requirements for an Amber Alert. I'm Janice Sizemore with OklahomaHomeMatch.com and Chenoweth and Cohen. And while I usually help families navigate real estate, I also believe that understanding how these public safety systems work helps us all become better informed neighbors. And remember, I'm going to sing this because I don't have my jingle. Home is where your heart lives.